mixing challenging vocals, we go from
The world could show nothing to me. So what good would living?
what are you going to do about that? First thing I'm going to do is split these vocals off so I can treat the quiet vocals completely differently than I'm going to treat the loud vocals. I do that constantly during a mix. I tend to split more than I tend to automate. You know, I don't use a ton of vocal automation. I will if I need it, of course. Let's dig in and mix the quiet part. On vocals, I tend to use a slow attack and fast release. 3-to-1, 4-to-1, 6-to-1, depends on kind of what I'm going for sound-wise. With the distressor, you can bypass the sidechain detector, which I think is probably at 100 hertz or so. And then this actually boosts 6K a little bit and gives it just a touch of shine. And then this actually cuts the audio. Compression, I just push into it until I get the result out of it that I want. And typically, I want to see the compressor almost always working. So let me show you.
If you should ever leave me, life would still go on, believe me. The world could show nothing to me.
If I copy this distressor over to the loud channel and I listen to the loud channel, listen to how horrible this sounds.
So what good would living do me?
Basically, I'm looking for the compression to almost always be working, but the softest parts that it's just touching.
So what good would living do me?
And then I'm just going to loop these two lines, and I'm going to make sure that the volumes flow well together.
The world could show nothing to me. So what good would living do me? The world could show.
That big one needs a de-esser, though, badly.
So what good? 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 The world could show nothing to me. So what good would living do me?
Female vocals tend to be a little bit higher in the S's. Male vocals, I tend to be down around 6 to 7K as my crossover frequency. So everything above that frequency gets de-essed. Female vocals tend to be 7 or 8K depending on how high the sibilance frequency actually is. If you have sibilance right in your mid-range, like the ch, that kind of stuff, sometimes that's in a track and you can't de-ess like this, it's just going to rip your head off. So what you do is you switch to a notch, and I can't really, maybe I can just, this isn't really chuffy, but you'll get the idea. This is the detector. This shows you the center frequency of where it's going to de-ess the most, and then obviously it's kind of goes outward from there. So if you have one of those mid-rangey, that tends to be somewhere between 3 and 4 typically. So I'll set like somewhere around here, up here, and then, you know, and I'll use this to find the center of the meat of that ch, and then I'll just use my ears and set accordingly until it's backed off but not eliminated. You just want to even things out. When you over de-ess, it sounds like lisping.